Lesson 4.7 is called point slope form. So this is the last form type. It goes y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Remember, m is the letter we use for your slope, and then your y1 and x1, that will come from your point. Obviously, the name came from somewhere. It's good for writing the equation of a line given a point and its slope. Directions on these first two, say use point slope form to write the equation of a line that passes through each point with the given slope. Then write the equation in slope-intercept form. So what we want to do is use this as our x1 and this is our y1. We have 1 point and this is our m. So our equation goes y and then it's always a minus. Then you plug in your y value. So since this is a minus and then I'm plugging in a negative, those double negatives become a positive. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus, and then put in another negative, so those turn into positive. Okay, so if they just wanted it in point slope form, you would be done. And sometimes they will. So we've got to read the directions. I want to practice taking it further and putting it into slope-intercept form, which remember is getting y equals mx plus b. It's almost there. To do that, you would want to distribute negative 2/3 times x is negative 2/3 x. Negative 2/3 times 3. The 3 is over a 1. 3's can cross cancel, so you get negative 2 over 1 or negative 2. Really what I see here is that the 3's are canceling here, and I'm left with the numerator of negative 2. And then all I'd have to do is to get y by itself is subtract the 6. So I get y equals negative 2/3 x minus 8. And that would be in y equals mx plus b. This tells me slope, that tells me y-intercept. Okay, another one. 7, negative 4 is the point, slope is 0. So it'd go y minus the y value, which is negative 4. So y minus negative 4, y plus 4 equals m times x minus 7. So you could be done here if that's all they wanted, but let's take it a step further. Distribute your 0. So that's 0x plus 0. Subtract 4. So really if I have 0x, I have nothing. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So you get y equals negative 4. Kind of makes sense because slope of 0 means that I have a horizontal line and the y value it's going through is negative 4. Okay, so we've got one more kind of level of these. It's like when they give you a slope and a y-intercept, you just plug it in. When they give you a point of slope, you have to plug it in a point slope and simplify. When they give you 2 points, you have to first find a slope and then use your point slope form. So first step is to find slope. And remember that's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So then that would be negative 4 minus 8 over 1 minus negative 1, which is 1 plus 1. That'd be negative 12 over 2, which is negative 6. That's going to be your m. Okay, then you just want to pick a point. Pick one point and plug into point slope form. Okay, so we're going to do y minus, which point looks easier to you? Neither one of them are bad. Let's say I want to pick this one. Y minus my y value, which is negative 4, so that turns into plus 4, equals my slope of negative 6 times x minus my x value is 1. And it does want this in slope-intercept form, so we'll have to continue on simplifying. Distribute your negative 6 times x, and negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. And then just simply subtract your 4 from your like term. So y equals negative 6x plus 2. Right, and then number 4, same thing. We have 2 points. So first we have to find the slope of the line. M equals y2 minus y1, negative 6 plus 7 over negative 5 plus 5. Might be noticing something. Top gets me a 1 over 0. Remember that when the bottom is 0, that's undefined. So there's really no more work you can do because I don't even have a number to plug in for my slope. I have a word called undefined. So how am I going to write an equation of this? Well, undefined lines mean that they're vertical. Remember? So I've got to figure out where is the x value of this point, or see how the x's are in common. That means at negative 5, my line is going through there. It has points that have a common x value of negative 5. So this equation is x equals negative 5. So see how x's are both negative 5? That always happened. If my y values would have been the same, I could look at it and know just y is that number if they were the same. So that's a little trick to help speed you up. But if the slope is a fraction or a number, you have to keep going and simplify it down.